Hello and welcome to Aico TV. This is episode 35. My name is Matt Powell and I'm joined today by...
Holly Moore, you know me.
We've got an action-packed episode, so let's see what's coming up.
We begin the episode with Matt Wood, the founder of the WoodMor Foundation, discussing CSR and community initiatives.
Next up, our National Accounts Manager Alex Parker visits the We House company in Scotland and talks to their Managing Director Jennifer Higgins.
We then discuss marketing best practice with our marketing manager and a marketing executive for EAM, Sophia Cox. So for the first segment, we're joined by our Regional Specification Manager Bradley Wain, our Community Liaison Jane Pritchard, and Matt Wood, who's the founder of the WoodMor Foundation. So Matt is no stranger to Aico. Earlier this year, his initiative won the Best Corporate Social Responsibility Initiative at our Community Awards. So he joins us in the studio today to talk a bit more about his initiatives and how they benefit his employees and the local community.
Hello, welcome to the latest episode of Aico TV. My name's Brad Wain, I'm Regional Specification Manager for Kent and Surrey. And today we're with Matt Wood, who is founder of the WoodMor Foundation and owner of Millwood Servicing, and Jane Pritchard, who is Community Liaison at Aico. Millwood Servicing, as a brief introduction, recently won our CSR awards, is it Best CSR? Initiative at our Aico Community Awards this year, and off the back of that, obviously the relationships flourished. Matt's came over to Shannon with us recently, and there's a lot of CSR initiatives where we're similar and what we're working together on. Obviously, and Jane's doing a lot of CSR and where it ties in with Aico and what we're doing. So, as a brief introduction, Matt, where have you come from? How did you end up in the industry? And what are you currently doing now?
So I've been in the industry for almost 30 years.
Yep.
Came from a military background as a firefighter and then joined the family business in 1999 as a junior engineer. Done every job in the company over the years, over the last 24 years, and now I own the company. Head it up from a managing director, chief exec level, but also I drive the CSR and the EDI side of the company outside of the operational side of the business.
Would you say that's the CSR side's flourished since you've been at the helm?
Yeah, it's an important part. You know, we do what we do. We in our fire industry, but it's what we can do with what we earn and what we gain from it is really important, and it has to be driven by someone. So I've taken it on as that role to drive it forward.
And on the work you typically get involved with, social housing a lot. Obviously, you've been fitting Aico for years.
Yeah, so we've looking at your timeline downstairs. I think I probably fitted one of those back in the 90s, industry and technology has progressed since then. So yes, the usual applications. So social housing, local housing, councils, domestic. All of the
whole
sectors.
Shebang,
really. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so and obviously the CSR initiatives. Maybe Jane, we could speak about sort of how the CSR ties into what Aico are doing with their CSR and that. So what initiatives do you have at the moment that you're working on, particularly maybe with the WoodMor Foundation and things like that?
Yeah, so we have three programs. So we have our Zero to Hero program, which is what I think we won the initiative for your community awards.
Yeah.
So that's where we take a person from.
Was you judging, Jane?
I wasn't judging.
You wasn't judging?
No, but of course I would have.
I thought you'd be the
same.
Yeah.
So our Zero to Hero program has been running since 2009 now. That's where we take someone with zero experience, knowledge or understanding of our industry. We take them on a year-long program with Millwood, and then we basically train them over 4 years to become qualified, competent fire safety engineers, working on your kit, Part 1 kit, etc., etc. So that's one program. We also have the WoodMor Foundation that we started in 2020, which we're running slowly with companies such as yourselves to get more people into employability programs. And then we have our alternative CSR program. So we just reach out to the wider communities. We work with them when we awarded work for the housing associations and stuff, and that's just an ad hoc thing. So we have three streams. Two are program driven, and one is as we can, we will, and we do.
Excellent. That's tied in up a lot with what Aico.
It does, yeah. It's been really interesting to learn from you today, because our program, we look at our initiatives and what our aims are of the program, and it supporting education, sustainability, just being able to give back. And you know, we've worked with a lot of young people. Derwent College, which I know we're going to come on to, being, you know, special educational needs college, and it's nice to see other people doing these great things. And yeah, I'm sure there's, you know, ways in which we can probably learn from each other on things.
Yeah,
You're clearly very passionate about what you do. And
yeah, it's just about partnership. You know, if you get, we've learned over the years that if you just get the right organisations together and get those conversations started, it doesn't always work, but if you get that natural fit, then it's seamless. And you know, working with Derwent College, which is only around the corner, it was a natural fit to engage with you guys as well around our beekeeping program, which is a new initiative for this year through the WoodMor Foundation. And it's around giving people the opportunities to grow their confidence, achieve some skills, have some worth, proof of concept, but not just for like a 2-week thing for work experience. This is a 12-month program.
yeah,
And by engaging with the local community, it will. We hope that as it grows, it will just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But of course, we need strong brands behind us, like Aico, because yours is a trusted longevity brand, and so therefore it adds weight and confidence to the program, which is only 18 months old now.
yeah.
So by partnering with you guys, it was just an obvious opportunity, because you do so much for CSR anyway, and giving back into the community, that we could just add another layer to that, and that was all we were trying to look for, really.
Yeah, and of course you've got to see some of the things that we've done as well today. We've had some students here today, haven't we?
Yeah, so that was quite surprising.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your Embers place set up downstairs, working with the local fire rescue service, and I've seen it. You know, I've been in the industry for 30 years. I've seen it where the fire rescue service go to schools and they give like an assembly or something, and that's okay, but it's a bit old school.
Yeah.
And what I think what you're doing here is you're bringing their home to here, in essence, with all the mock-ups of the rooms and stuff, and you're making it very tangible, very realistic. So not death by PowerPoint, but actually interactive, kinesthetic learning.
Yeah.
You know,
The hands-on stuff. It always works well.
Yeah, no, it's just a really clever initiative. It's,
So it's nice for you to be able to see that.
Mm.
And it's been a great day so far.
Amazing, yeah. It's an eye-opener, a real eye-opener. Yeah, that's brilliant.
We've just come back from beekeeping, haven't we?
Yeah, how was that for you?
Really enjoyed it.
Yes.
I was a bit uncertain initially, wasn't I?
Yeah, well, obviously, Matt, you took us along, you know, to see all about the programme. I mean, myself, I thought I'd just be looking at Hive and, yeah, great, but oh no, it gets us in the suit and the whole shebang,
beekeeping suit, yeah.
which is quite amusing.
And when the bees came out, nobody ran away, did they?
Maybe nearly.
I did it well.
Yeah.
I was okay.
I just don't like the way they move sometimes, you know, especially in the air. Just very quick.
I think the programme, what you guys saw today, bearing in mind we only opened the Hive for a few minutes because it's a little bit cold and windy, but what you guys saw today was just the beginning of what people who work on who go through the programme can actually end up being. So with the greatest respect to you two, you were very anxious beforehand.
I was, yeah.
Very, very not uncomfortable.
I was anxious because you told me, Matt, there's 60,000 bees that's about to be launched into the air. And I was standing right in front of them, and they can sting through anything apart from metal, which I wasn't wearing a metal suit of armour, no. So that's the reason why I was so apprehensive, as you can probably imagine.
Which is true, but the pair of you were just fantastic.
Yeah,
Within 5 minutes, your heart rates were lowered, you were comfortable, you were confident. Even I noticed Brad just leaning forward a little bit more, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
And if you can demonstrate that after 5 minutes, being in that sort of very alien world, imagine what that can do for someone who joins a programme in partnership with yourselves and Derwent, and just how that will make them feel over 12 months, and kind of the person they're going to be when they finish that programme. Confident, assertive, enthusiastic. That all of that will be possible, but only through, like I say, the programme and the partnership. So brilliant.
We can relate to that so much. I mean, at Aico, we have a very sort of strong team development programme, and we've created our own values and our own culture, and all of those values and employability skills are sort of embedded to how we work as a business. And it's just great to see, other sort of organisations like yourself trying to really sort of help these younger people that, people, disadvantaged people really, isn't it? From people from disadvantaged backgrounds.
Yeah.
And just trying to maybe, get them to really sort of focus on those skills.
Yeah, we visualise the people that you mentioned as like square pegs in round holes. The world is a round hole and not everyone fits. But actually, if you give that person an opportunity to demonstrate their worth and their employability and their character, they become a round peg to go into a round hole. And that's really the simplest way we can explain it. And actually, companies of your size who potentially would be expected to do this, and maybe more, it's just refreshing that you do it willingly. And actually, it's not something as an outsider who doesn't work for Aico, I've noticed from today's trip and also the Ireland trip as well, that it appears to me that nobody in your organisation is forced to do anything. It's all self-encouraged.
Yeah,
so you willingly go and help out on your schemes. You interact with your other charities that you support. So this is something in your own time and work time. It's just so natural. It's just a really, really natural feeling. And I've been in other organisations, not in our industry, where you feel it's a forced culture because it looks good for PR. And that's just not what you have here.
No,
it's just given. It goes with the job. It's a lovely thing. So no, it's amazing.
I think it's always nice to give back, isn't it? I mean, obviously, since being at Aico, the one thing I'd say is that I've worked, other areas of our industry. I think there's Aico. No one does it like Aico do in terms of their CSR and the way that it's eye-opening for me. And off of my own back personally, I would probably never have volunteered a day at a charity because I've got 3 kids. I'm busy, but being able to do that for work for a day is personally rewarding for me. But also makes it looks good on all parts, I think, and it helps out somewhere else. So it's fantastic. So if we sort of go back to the trip to Shannon, really interesting what you're doing with your staff at Christmas. Can you tell us a little bit more about sort of where you got the idea from, what happened at Ireland? Firstly, did you enjoy it?
Brilliant, amazing.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. I had no concept around how a humble smoke detector is produced and outputted, and the involvement from A to Z. I mean, we've been fitting in for 30 years, but we didn't have any understanding of what it takes, not just from a work point of view, but from an engineering and a rediscovering and a re-engineering point of view, all the way through. And the trip showed us everything from the moulding through to going into a
every
box,
part,
and actually going out the door. So it's brilliant.
Eye-opening, isn't it? Yeah, it is definitely. So off the back of it, I mean, you called me. I think you made a phone call on the day that you discovered and then you had a presentation. Yeah. Tell us a bit more.
So the as a company, we always try to give back. We give back to our staff as well, not just charity and communities. But we wanted to find a way of giving back better to our staff this year. Bearing in mind the world is going through really economical, tricky times. We made a conscious decision that rather than giving our staff a cash bonus or sort of extra time off over Christmas, in addition to what they had, we thought we'd help them to manage their own spend by using your products, the HomeLink products. So we're gifting our staff a HomeLink package in November, coming out this month, so they can go into their homes and they can be self-aware of their energy release, their environmental
quality of the air, I suppose,
all of that stuff, and they can actually take ownership of that rather than not. And so it's not really a money thing for us, but it's more about being able to give something back that's better than we did last year and the year before. So we're always trying to improve it. And so your products, it was when I got the demonstration at the factory, that was the light bulb moment. We could do this for our staff. So what a Christmas gift. So we came up with this gifting back to the staff, the gateway link to Christmas. So that was where the original concept came from.
It's a super interesting idea. I mean, it's the first that I've heard of an employer, gifting their staff something that firstly is in your industry. It's relative to what you do. You fit Aico all the time, but also it's thinking. I'm sure some of your staff may well say, I think I'd rather have the 500 quid or so. But thinking long term, you're giving them a 10-year product, improving the energy efficiency of their home. I think you said about maybe putting a multi-sensor in there or a heat alarm in there as well, so you protect them against potential fire risk.
Yes.
It just goes on to add to all the elements that we've discussed already. That you just Millwood, and you personally, I'm a very, very caring person. Is that something that's gone through your life? Is it, or is it just a case of that? Obviously, since you've been the owner, you want to pass that on a bit more.
I'd like to say, it's a bit humbling to say that I'm a caring, gifting person, but I use my position in the company to better things. It's not a lifestyle business. It's an opportunity to make improvements. So where we can give back, we do, but we're always looking to be able to give back more. So from my point of view, I don't have a boss. I don't answer to anyone apart from all our clients. So I don't have an opportunity to run that idea past anyone. So it's a kind of, I think I like the idea. I think it would work. If I was an employee and I was given that at Christmas, what would I think? I thought, actually, that would really work for me. That's a nice thing to do. So that all goes well in my head, and then I make the decision, and I find the people, and then contact you and say, could we do this? And it was a great idea. In fact, the way we went around it, we did it very covertly with the staff. I got my assistant, Sam, to send out an email saying, Matt would like to know not where you live, but what kind of a home you live in, whether it's a mansion or a maisonette, how many rooms you've got. Don't ask any questions, Matt's just collecting some data. And they all gave back this answer. We created a spreadsheet and nobody understood.
They must have thought, what is he up to?
Could I redecorate my house or something?
What's he up to? Redecorate, changing rooms.
Yeah. So then when we got the data, the thing at Millwood is when we have data, we can make decisions. So when we got that data back, we made that decision, and then we said, thank you very much for giving all the information back. This is what we're going to do for you. Here's the link to the YouTube video and stuff we saw at Shannon. And now they all understand it. And yes, we fit it as a company, but we fit it as a product and a service, and we do it as a job. But actually, there's 2/3 of our organisation that don't get involved in fitting those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
So, all the back office and the finance and the support. So they're like, what is this weird and wonderful magic? And so over the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be installing it. And our engineers will install it into the flats as well. So there's no cost to the staff. We'll make sure it's all set up, and then they can start benefiting from your product, looking after their homes, and just doing as best as we can to try to ease that economical burden.
So I suppose it's integrating some of those back office staff as well into what Mill would get involved in, and what sort of in the social housing side, and where the technology go in, and sort of what we're able to do now in terms of the insights into air quality and things like that. So no, that's fantastic. Going back to the WoodMor Foundation then, so that you're setting that up separately on the side from Millwood Servicing alongside of it. Where do you see that going ahead in the future? What's your aspirations for it? Because I know you said, I don't think you mentioned, but you're working with DPD, hopefully, obviously ourselves, hopefully. So next 5 years, 10 years?
So we see the foundation running out all 12 programs that we've got designed and created. So the beekeeping one is program 1. So we need to get that rolling out across the country with 7 colleges, with heavyweights in the industry like yourselves and like DPD, and then using that to add give even more layers of employability opportunities for people who are those square pegs and round holes. Yeah. So we're not going to save the poverty, we're not going to solve the poverty problem, but if we could volumise the WoodMor Foundation by running all 12 programs every year around the country, we could be putting, in essence, thousands of people, square pegs, into those round hole opportunities from all walks of life into purposeful paid employment, with strong backing from well-established caring companies like Aico and DPD and others that we've approached, but then working to get the WoodMor Foundation from not just a little foundation CIC, but an established charity, and then into that charity sector, so that more things, more people can benefit from being part of the charity.
You've got big growth plans then?
Yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to get WoodMor to the size of Millwood. Yeah. It's taken Millwood 30 years from early days, and we've grown very slowly but very comfortably, very carefully. Yeah. It's got an opportunity now to shine a little bit more, and I can use my time in the company and in WoodMor in order to have it side by side. But what we're finding is that nobody in our industry does this. In our industry, we don't manufacture, so we're not a manufacturer like you guys. Yeah. But nobody from a service and delivery point of view has ever come up with the concept of running their own charity, starting their own charity, for the betterment of other people, but not in their industry. So we're not doing things for fire safety, for example.
Yeah.
It's not specialising in
the
fire
electrical
safety.
industry, do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you think we, as an industry, we could do more, should do more?
Oh, 100%.
You do, yeah.
It's a recession-proof industry at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Whilst there's competitive market space, we're not leisure. We're not a second choice. We are a fundamental choice. The fire and electrical world, you have to have it. And so, as a collective, if there were 50 WoodMors, 100 WoodMors, that's a tiny amount of the companies that exist in our sector. So definitely,
it's interesting.
We could do more.
The story you said about when you're tendering for works, and you sort of try and integrate some CSR way, employing an apprentice in the area that you're tendering for, and how you had an instance of someone else coming in undercutting you by a percent, and all the effort and work that you'd put into it about trying to help their local community in the area that you're tendering for went by the by, and it was just done on price.
Yeah, it's sad, and even post-Grenfell, we still are surprised that the council tenders, borough tenders, large-scale government tenders are still done on a heavy weighting on price. We understand that price is important, but the quality weighting is, sometimes 18-20%. We did actually turn down a tender recently that was 100% weighted on price. Yeah. And for professional reasons, I won't mention who the organisation was, but I just think with everything going on, where's the question around quality and giving back and what we can do?
Short-term thinking, isn't it? I think when you look at it just on one aspect of price. So,
but hopefully that will change.
I think it will change.
Yeah,
I think it is changing very, very slowly. I think people's behaviours and looking at the wider picture, and I think over the next 10 years, I think things will change quite a lot with regards to corporate social responsibility, and I do think that organisations that can do it, that have the resources to do it, that are passionate about it, and they're doing it for the right reasons, I think we'll find more of it happening. Yeah.
But it's costly. We're a small SME. And we're nowhere near your size. And so there's a cost against this, and it's a choice of spending that cost. Yeah. So we have to be mindful of what we do and how we grow. Yeah,
but I think if as an industry, like you said, if we probably do need to do more, there's a sort of tendency to think that there's a certain element of greed in some of these things, especially when you look at just at price and things like that. So I think, I agree completely. We should be doing more. Aico, as far as I'm concerned, are obviously leading the way on what they do with CSR, and the amount of what we're doing is hopefully other people follow suit. It's fantastic work that you're doing with the gifting of the gateways. You'll have to let me know what the reaction is. Yeah. Are you going to dress up as Father Christmas and sort of drop them round?
Yeah, well, I did that in lockdown one.
Back on the tools and maybe go and fit a couple?
So I can do that. I take my car as a sleigh and then around. When we couldn't go out, we just did wine delivery to everyone because nobody could leave their home. So we did that in lockdown one. We'll do the same. All our staff are relatively local within 4 counties. But you're coming down for our All Staff Day. Yeah. So they'll all be in by then. So you'll actually speak to the staff at our all staff day in December about how it is for them, because they would have had it for a few weeks by then.
And it would be great to get their feedback, because obviously, coming from it's an industry first, or for Aico, I think, in terms of what you're doing, gifting these to your staff, and that thinking that one step ahead about what the technology can do for them as an individual in their property is so much more than a 250 quid bonus. Thank you very much. Go and do what you want with it. Yeah. You're thinking long term on it. So it'd be interesting to get their feedback. Obviously, this discussion's still going on regarding the WoodMor Foundation and Aico, but it's just, I must just say, from my point of view, that since I've been working with you, eye-opening and just eye-opening how much that you care as an individual, but as a company as well. I think that's two sectors there, so I can only applaud you and sort of what you've done, and long may it last, and hopefully next year a few more gateways, a few more sensors maybe, you never know. Yeah. Maybe Anno 3-in-1 sensor for some people,
And to be fair, we like to think that this will just have a ripple effect. The more we talk about it, because our staff will talk to their network. They've got their friends and family in their own different sectors, and they will hopefully push the brand, your brand and your products, but also the concept around gifting this thing back. And so then that we're educating them sort of almost subversively, really, without making them feel bad, but actually they should be able to go off and talk about it, talk positively about it. And if I can get more people with your technology, improving their lives, improving their homes, then that's just got to be a better thing. And we just hope it grows.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Well, they've certainly got the right man at the head of the ship, so thank you very much for your time, Matthew. It's been really
I just want
interesting.
to thank you for coming up today and obviously giving us the opportunity to learn more about what you do
You're welcome.
and to push Brad out of his comfort zone with bees.
Yeah, I love bees now. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you very much.
No, right, thank you.
Hello, I'm Byron Turner. I'm 20 years old.
So you've been doing beekeeping with the WoodMor Foundation, is that right?
Yeah.
And what have you learned while you've been doing beekeeping?
Learn how to do it nicely, slowly, gently by the hives. I've been looking out for the bees and the queen. We're making some food for the bees.
Yep.
We're pouring some hot boiled water in, some sugar and some syrup.
That's just the water and the sugar.
Yeah, sugar and
I'm going to give it a big stir, aren't we?
yeah, because that's for the bees.
Yep.
So have a great day. We're gonna go down to the beehive and we're gonna take some frames out. We're going to put them into some container. When we get back, we're going to strap it on the out.
Okay, thanks.
And respect the bee. I really enjoy making the honey with my expert.
So how did you make the honey?
Well, we just cut it with some knife and put it into this honey spinner thing, and it's spun around with honey.
Oh wow, and what are you going to do with the honey now?
We're going to sell it to staff to buy.
So how's the beekeeping going?
Really good. I'm training someone else how to do it, and she's never done it before. I'm demonstrating someone.
If it goes faster, we hold it still. I was a fast spinner. Byron, can you help me hold it still?
So thank you again to Matt for joining us in the studio. It was great to hear about his employment initiatives in more detail. And it was also great to see our colleagues Jane and Brad in their bee suits at the local college down the road. Great laughs for us in the studio. So next up, we're going to look at our advert for our brand new products, the EI660i and the EI660i RF.
So next up, our National Accounts Manager, Alex Parker, heads up to Scotland to visit the We House Company. They're a modular construction company, and Jennifer Higgins, their Managing Director, joins Alex to discuss why they're specifying all of our CO and alarm range.
As the market leader in domestic fire and carbon monoxide detection, we're here today at the WE House Company in East Ayrshire, Scotland, and we're here to talk to Jennifer Higgins, the Managing Director, about why they install our alarms in their homes. So tell us a little bit about the WE House Company, please.
So the WE House Company is a modular construction company. That means we build the homes in the factory and then deliver and complete them on site. So we've got WE House Company that builds private homes, and we've got Connect Modular that does larger developments of affordable housing.
So what was the reason for specifying and installing Aico alarms in your homes?
We have been installing Aico alarms in our private and our affordable homes for just over 3 years now, and we've actually just placed an order to fit them in our upcoming affordable housing development for 100 homes. I think in terms of value, the number one thing would be quality. The multi-sensor alarms are really have been a huge benefit for us when we're doing modular construction. We really want to reduce the number of connections for plumbing and electrical goods module to module, and that really helps us do that. We would certainly recommend Aico to other construction companies. It's easy installation in terms of the end occupier. They're easy to use. And just overall fantastic quality.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for your time today. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
It's been really positive meeting with Jennifer from the WE House Company today, and we hope it's given you an insight into how Aico can bring value to your business.
So thanks for Alex to heading up north to visit Jennifer. It's great to hear all the work that the WE House Company have got going on. Next up, we're going to take a look at our CO legislation advert.
So for our final segment, we're going to look at marketing best practice with our marketing manager at Aico, Alex Garmston, and Sophia Cox, who is a marketing executive at a company called EAM, who are a not-for-profit organisation who support the public sector with their procurement activities. So Sophia is currently developing her marketing skills through an apprenticeship, and she came to join us in Aico for the day to learn more about marketing and how we do it in our company. So let's take a look at what they have to say.
So now I'm joined with Sophia Cox. Hi Sophia.
Hello.
If you can just introduce yourself and tell us where you're from.
Yeah, my name's Sophia. I work at Efficiency East Midlands, now known as EAM Limited. We're a national procurement consortium with almost 260 members across England and Wales.
Wow, so that's a lot of members. So what's your role there? What do you do?
So I'm the marketing executive.
Okay.
So I take care of the events and the communications, so the website, social media, and any literature, things like that.
Okay, so are you a team of one? Are you in a bigger team?
I'm a team of one within a team of 12. So there's 13 of us at the moment. But yeah, the marketing role is just me.
Okay, so are you based in an office? Do you all work together in an office?
Yeah. We've gone to hybrid working now since the pandemic.
Okay.
A lot of people have. But I go into the office at least once a week.
Okay, and how have you found that? Were you in the office originally before COVID?
Yeah, all of us were fully in the office before, but obviously everybody was forced to work at home, and then Rebecca's been supportive of a hybrid working, our chief executive. that's what we all do now. We're all
Okay.
flexible, so it's
And
great.
yeah, do you find that better? Is there a better balance?
Yeah. So I get distracted so much in the office
Right,
by
yeah.
conversations and things. So for me, I get a lot more work done,
Yeah.
higher quality. Like definitely, I'm doing better
Okay.
in my own environment.
Well,
with
that's,
my cat.
that's good.
Yeah.
So obviously you came to Aico today. What was the main reason for coming to Aico?
Well, do you want the long answer or the short answer?
Well, you can start with the long answer, then we'll see how we go.
So basically, I'm just trying to develop my own skills.
Okay.
So I've been in this role for almost 8 years now. I was doing other things as well as marketing, but the marketing's grown into its own role. So I've kind of picked everything up as I've gone along. So I decided to do an apprenticeship in digital marketing. So I've got something on paper. I thought, I know what I'm doing. I've done all this for years, but as soon as I started the course, I realised I didn't know anything about marketing.
Yeah.
So I've learnt so much. So as part of that, you've got to do your off-the-job hours. So
Okay.
I thought, who do I know? I'm not joking here. Who do I know that's the best in marketing in the industry? And Aico came to my mind straight away.
Okay, that's nice to know.
I sent a message in saying, can I come and sit with your team for a day? And it's been brilliant so far.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So is there any aspects of today that you found really useful?
Yes. So one of the main things I struggle with is scheduling my work.
Okay.
Because I get a lot of ad hoc things coming to me throughout the week and it throws everything off. So I tried to make a schedule and then it never works out like that. So I've spoken to your marketing team and they find the same challenges as I do. So it's been really reassuring. Like you can come up with the most solid marketing plan, but you've got to be flexible.
Yes.
And be able to just react to things as they come in. And the other side of it was with the events, learning from the exhibitor's point of view, what makes a good exhibition.
Yeah.
I'm normally the one organising the exhibition, so it's been really good to see it from the other side.
Yeah, I think from a marketing point of view, seeing both sides really does give you a full overall picture of
I've just spent time with your CSR team as well.
Okay.
And I feel so inspired. I really want to reach out to our local community. We do a lot nationally with our community donation scheme, but I want to reach out to more local businesses and support them like you guys do.
No, great. Yeah, no, our Aico and the community team are great, and we've done some great work.
Yeah.
So when it comes to marketing, what actually made you want to get into marketing?
Well, I started at EAM. There were only 3 of us.
Wow,
I was
so
covering for
grown then.
maternity leave. So I came in as a basic admin role, covering maternity cover. So I thought I was going to be here just a few weeks, but it's been nearly 8 years.
It's a long time.
So yeah, we had the idea to do the awards ceremony, so I started helping with that, and obviously I was, as admin, social media kind of fell into that in such a small team, and then it's just grown into its own role. And at EAM, managers really do put you into roles that you enjoy and that you're good at. So I've naturally fallen into the marketing and the event management side of things. So.
Well, that's nice. It's good that there's support
Yeah.
there as well.
Yeah.
Mentioning awards, you've got some awards coming up. Would you like to tell us more about them?
Yeah, we've got the Building Communities Award. So we've been doing that since 2015.
Okay.
So it's an annual black tie do, about 500 people.
Wow.
Everything gets sponsored by our contractors and manufacturers. So you guys have been really supportive over the years.
Yes.
There's a massive charity aspect to that. So we've raised, I think, close to £200,000 over the years, as well as buying things like minibuses for local charities and things like that.
Okay.
And you guys have always been involved in that since
the
beginning. So.
No, that's good. I'm sure we'll be involved again. And when do those awards
that's
take place?
Coming up on Friday, the 3rd of March, 2023.
Okay.
So it'll be open for entries next month. I'm just building the new website.
Building the new website.
Yeah.
Great. Look forward to seeing
coming
it.
back with a boom because we've not done it since 2020. So.
Yeah, no, that's it. I think a lot of awards are sort of paused. And
I'm a bit nervous that I'm a bit rusty with the organisation. So.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Well, I'd just like to say thank you for coming. It's been great having you. And if you do need any support, you know where we are. So
thank you. Likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you to Sophia for joining us for the day. It was also great to learn from her as well, sharing marketing tips and tricks. So right now I'm going to pass you over to Matt to learn more about today's FAQ.
So for today's FAQ, we're going to head over to Kieran Smith, and he's going to walk us through grades and categories. Then Lily Ellis, our sustainability lead, is going to walk you through all of our community initiatives we're going through this month. Let's see how they go on.
Grades and categories of alarm systems. There are 4 grades of alarms. D1, which is a mains powered unit with a sealed in rechargeable battery backup. D2, a mains powered unit with a replaceable 9-volt alkaline battery backup. There are 2 grades of battery powered alarms. Grade F1 is a sealed for life lithium battery only alarm. Grade F2 is a replaceable 9-volt alkaline battery only alarm. There are 3 categories of alarm systems. The first is the minimum level of protection, LD3. This only covers your escape routes and circulation spaces. Category LD2 includes your escape routes, circulation spaces, high-risk areas such as kitchens and principal habitable rooms, generally your living room. Category LD1 is the highest level of protection, which covers every room in a property where a fire may start, excluding bathrooms and wet rooms.
Hi, I'm Lily, Sustainability Lead at Aico, and I'm going to be going through some things that we've been doing throughout November. So first of all, we had Children in Need recently, where we had a pyjama day, raising funds for the vital cause. We've also got back to our school events, so we had St Martin's School here, all of their Year 7 students learning about what we do at Aico. We've also had the Growth Roadshows, so the next and final one is on Tuesday, where we're talking to businesses across Shropshire about how Aico have grown over the years, our team development as well as our CSR programme. And then in December, we'll be supporting various charity initiatives to do with Christmas, such as Santa's Little Stars and having a float in the Christmas parade.
So thank you for watching this episode, and a massive thank you to all of our guests for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and all other socials which we're on, which are
LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and TikTok.
There we go, we got them all. Thanks very much for joining us. Bye-bye.